Hello, dear IELTS aspirants. Let me welcome you to our dedicated series regarding IELTS speaking test. And in today's presentation, we're going to discuss IELTS speaking formats and strategies to attain maximum bands. First of all, let's go through what is IELTS speaking test. There are three dedicated parts. Part one would be consisting of 4 to 5 minutes, and it would include introduction and questions on familiar topics such as work, study, hobbies, holidays, hometown, and similar other topics. Then you would enter into the part 2, which would take about 3 to 4 minutes, and here you need to give or deliver a one-person speech for 2 minutes on a familiar topic. Part 3 would be taking 4 to 5 minutes to accomplish, and here you need to develop a two-way discussion on issues related to the topic in part 2 of your IELTS speaking test. Now let's dive into the part 1 in sheer detail. The common topics are on your home, family, job, studies, interests, and a range of similar familiar topic areas. The examiner will choose three topic areas and you will have about 4 questions on each. So you will have around 10 to 14 questions depending on how long you speak for on each. So this is how you're gonna accomplish your part 1. Now the sample questions are in front of your screen. I'd like to discuss or ask you some questions about your work. Now see, the questions are: what job do you do? Why did you choose that particular job? What do you do every day? What other work would you consider doing? Similarly, the other portion, I would like to move on and ask you some more questions about relaxing, and there are 4 relevant questions to the topic relaxing. Then similarly, let's change the topic and talk about your family, and then the examiner is going to ask you 3 to 4 questions regarding your family. So this is how in 4 to 5 minutes you're gonna fulfill or accomplish your IELTS speaking part 1. Once you're done with part 1, your examiner is going to announce it that we're gonna done with part 1, and now let's enter into the part 2 of your IELTS speaking test, and it would last for 3 to 4 minutes. In the IELTS speaking test part 2, you will have to talk on a topic that the examiner gives you for 2 minutes. It is designed to test your ability. It is designed to test your ability to speak for an extended period without hesitation or repetition. You will be given a card that asks you to describe something. They are topics that you should have some experience of or know something about. You may, for example, be asked to describe a person you know, a place you have been to, or a possession you have, but there are many different topics, so you have to be prepared for any topic that could come in your exam. On the card, there will also be 3 sub-points that you should cover when you are speaking. You will have 1 minute to prepare what you are going to say, and you will be given a paper and a pencil to make notes if you want to. Now the sample question is visible on your screen. This is a cue card that would appear in the part 2. It says, describe an item of clothing you bought. You should say what is it, what was it, when did you buy it, and where did you buy it. Explain what did you like about this thing in particular. So this is your cue card. You will be given 1 minute with a pencil and paper to write down your points and prepare your upcoming talk. And then you have to speak over it for 2 minutes straight, and that would be a one-person speech. No one is gonna interrupt you. You may then be asked 1 or 2 short follow-up questions like, do your friends like to wear this type of clothes, or do you wear other styles of clothes as well? So these are the questions relevant to the topic appear in part 2. Once you're done with part 2, your examiner is going to announce it, and then you're going to enter into the part 3, which would last about 4 to 5 minutes. In the final part of the IELTS speaking test, the examiner will have a discussion with you about some issues that will be related to the topic that you talked about in part 2. The questions in this part are of a more abstract nature and so are more difficult. Like, these are going to be the less common ideas. It's a two-way discussion, but you will still be expected to do most of the speaking because your examiner is there just to give you a chance to speak. Rest is your task to speak more and more over the given topic. Now the sample questions are there on your screen. It starts with, like, question number 1 says, is buying clothes a popular activity for teenagers in your country? Number 2 says, how much money should parents spend on their children's clothes, and so on up to question number 6. You can pause your screen and read all the questions to have a clear idea. Now, what to pay attention on? These are the things on the basis of which your content is going to be analyzed by your IELTS examiner. Firstly, it's your fluency, like length of your speech, no pauses and hesitations, and intonation patterns. It should not be a flat tone speech. Then vocabulary range, paraphrasing, idioms, sophisticated words and mistakes, collocations, word formation and meanings. Thirdly, it's grammatical range and errors. Fourthly, we have to deal with the pronunciation. It includes spelling, individual sounds, and intonation patterns. Topic ideas and how to develop them. How to develop is a logical question. The main idea is it's dark and rainy most of the time in St. Petersburg. Like, everything should come in a chronological sequence. Everything should logically be connected. There should be coherence in your content so that you can ultimately attain maximum bands. Now, the strategy of how to develop the ideas have some points which are visible on your screen now. Give the reasons for that. Give the consequences and outcomes, like give explanations, then provide examples or details, explain what it means, and give an opinion or feeling by the end of your talk. Now let's talk about the structure of your question. Sentence 1, restate the question. Like, whenever your examiner is going to ask a question in IELTS speaking test, your sentence 1 would be restating the question and answer the question. Like, you are going to restate it in a paraphrased version in your own words. Don't copy the words from the question statement. Sentence number 2 would be containing supporting idea 1, 3 to 5 containing supporting idea 1 detail and examples. Sentence 6, supporting idea 2. Sentence 7 to 9, supporting idea 2 details and examples. Then sentence 10 would be rephrasing, summarizing, and restating your opinion once again in your response. This is how you're going to structure your speech in IELTS speaking examination. Now comes the question that how can you practice it? Choose a topic, think about vocabulary, choose 6 questions from it, speak on these questions and record your speech, listen and check up, use resource material, improve vocabulary, grammar, fluency, and other things, record again, and then compare your previous recording with the latest one and find out how much have you improved. With this, we have come to an end to our today's presentation. This is all for the day. See you all in the next video.